reached the place in the middle of the night. I had to leave Green Dart a few hundred feet away because of the rugged and swampy terrain. A lonely wooden building arose in the desolate Everglades landscape. There was no light that hinted of a human presence, but I was sure I was in the right place. I needed to arm myself before proceeding. Alligators. The Everglades were haunted by those fanged demons. With a single blow, I had lost my source of light and my only defensive weapon. Oh, to hell with me and my dislike of firearms. The structure was dark and silent. I didn't think there was anyone inside. A little hatch, like the ones used to let small pets come and go. I wonder what kind of use you could make of it in the Everglades. An entrance for poor lost alligators? The hatch was locked, probably by a latch on the inner side. I could see the key inserted in the keyhole. The frame was hopelessly blocked, and the only room to maneuver was through the crack that remained ajar. Even with the closed stick, the handle remained out of reach. In that moment, it didn't seem to be a good solution to me. With that, I could reach the latch keeping the hatch closed. The lower hatch of the door was open. The hatch was designed for a small animal, not a human, so I could never squeeze through it. The trick of the key dropping on a newspaper and then slipping it under the door only worked in the movies, but I had another idea in mind. I'd broken my very useful antenna, but at least I was able to poke the key out of the lock and make it fall on the floor of the cabin. The trick had worked to perfection. The shed was completely empty, with the exception of an abandoned envelope on the table. With a trembling hand, I picked up the envelope. I couldn't believe what I saw. Me, climbing the wall of Molesberg's residence. So somebody had been spying on me since the beginning of my investigation? The bowling night with Alice. I'd exposed that girl beyond all acceptable limits. The interrogation of Duke Ravendish. So they knew I was looking for the Citlalique. That's why Radwood was so calm. Just as I thought, the daring escape from the Citlalique aboard M's raft. Those fanatics had been following my moves step by step.
Look what we have here. I prepared a little show for you, Detective. Now relax and let me work. The spectacle is under construction.
You.
Not another step, Detective, or I might lose control of this old, trembling hand and make a fine mess. Hands in the air and no tricks.
If you so much as touch her...
For goodness sake, Bundy, do what he tells you.
Wise suggestion, Eric. We don't want this innocent creature to suffer any premature pain, do we?
For the love of God, let my grandson go.
First you give me your daughter, and now you pretend to play the role of the thoughtful grandfather.
The kidnapping wasn't planned. Molesberg had promised not only Catherine, but also the baby born of your relationship.
But it seems that the word of a businessman carries very little weight these days.
I was blinded. All the power you promised me isn't worth the sacrifice of...
Eric. This knife is becoming heavier and heavier.
If this is really the end of the road, at least I want to know why.
This is not a pathetic theatrical performance with a happy ending, Detective. I've been watching you
So I know you didn't warn anybody about your solo plan, because this is what you're used to do, isn't it? Following your ambition without any compromise, putting your work ahead of everything else, ahead of family, leaving it behind in the name of your ambition, ahead of the few friends you've had.
I fulfill the emptiness of your existence. That's why you desperately need me.
And that's why you can only watch helplessly. So now, if you don't mind...
No!
Hold it right there. Keep your hands up where I can see them.
Like this?
What the hell was that?
Where did he go?
The window, quick! Catherine Malsberg was rushed to the hospital, while the Everglades were scoured from the ground up by Burton's men. Radwed and the baby had disappeared without a trace. Too many questions were left unanswered. How had Radwed gained these mysterious powers? And what was the role of the doctor? Only one thing I was sure of. I had failed. I stayed out late that night. I didn't have the guts to face Alice. If she hadn't warned Burton, things would have gone even worse. Radwed had tracked all my movements. Every bit of progress I thought I had made was just one more step toward the ending he had prepared. His ending. I underestimated my enemy. Or maybe I just overrated myself. I couldn't keep deluding myself like that. Maybe I should... drop my last line of defense.
Lars. We can't let this thing stop us. We just need...
I just need to go to bed and forget about everything.
That's it? Is this how you built your fame? By leaving things half done?
I have no energy left.
I don't believe you. Not after what I've seen.
Listen to me.
You walked on unstable ledges. You twice broke into the den of murderers you were after.
Alice.
You risked it all to save that girl. And now...
I'm dying of cancer! What? You run out of words? Didn't your kinetic superpower see that coming? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it'd take tremendous effort to hide such a disease. And you're right. And yet it's far worse than you think. Having to pretend every minute in front of others. In front of your boss, your colleagues, your neighbors, the supermarket cashier. Having to look confident, brilliant, unshakable, invincible. Yeah, I lied. I created such a well-orchestrated charade that I ended up believing it myself. I lied because I didn't want to suffer the look on your face right now. Concern, sympathy, pity. I don't want anyone looking at me like that. Not once. I was the best at what I did. I was the detective who flushed out all the cruelest and smartest criminals on the East Coast. And I need to be that guy again, even if my body betrays me and stabbing pains pierce my mind. I was hoping this case would be the last blaze of glory for Lazarus Bundy, but maybe it's beyond my reach. I can't face all of this, Alice. Not in this condition. I can't stop them. The masquerade is over. I must have fallen asleep with my clothes on. What are you doing? Listen, Alice, about last night.
Remember that bomb that Catherine pointed out to you?
Yeah, I got it. I need to take a shower. You already told me.
We were wrong. The clue was referring to something else.
Hey, have you been up all night?
Everything is clear now.
Listen, I really don't want to.
Answer this, Detective. How long has it been since you've gone back to your roots?
Ooh, what?
I was just booking 2 plane tickets. We're going to Italy.